Okay guys, so we're doing another 4x4 comparison. Wait, I've never done a 4x4 comparison. What am I saying? This is my first 4x4 comparison, but I've done cube comparisons in the past, so check. What am I saying? I have done a 4x4 comparison. So today we're comparing these two 4x4s, the ZhiLong M 4x4, or some people call it just the ZhiLong Mini 4x4, and the MeiLong M 4x4. Now these are two budget magnetic 4x4s which are really popular. Some would argue that the RS4M is better than both these two, but I disagree. So yeah, if you like these types of videos, like the video because that's the purpose of the like button. Also subscribe because we're on the road to 400 subs. Now yes, I know it's 300 subs, but I made the mistake of saying 400 last time, so we're sticking to that. We're on the road to 400 to get one step closer to 1,000, which is my main goal for this channel. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the review. Comparison. I don't know. What am I doing? What is wrong with me? I can't speak English right now. Alright, so let's do a quick overview of these two cubes first. So this is the ZhiLong M 4x4, or ZhiLong Mini 4x4 we'll call it. Now, as the name suggests, it's a mini 4x4. But the thing is, this cube is actually heavier than the MeiLong M, weighing in at 145 grams. And the cube is about the same size as the 3x3, it's 56mm, which means that for people who have big hands, it might not be the best cube, but for me, I have average hands, it's alright. I can do literally every 3x3 alg on this thing, except for like the IUS UPAM. Here's an IUS UPAM in speed, so you know how it looks like. Take 2, because that was out of frame. Okay, take 3, because that was bad. Keep in mind that the ZhiLong Mini 4x4 is my main, so I might have a bit of bias here, but I'll try to keep things even. And the only complaint I have is like the really thin slices. I really struggle doing this alg, but other than that, everything else is fine. So this cube has a bit of a papery feel, or more of a, I guess, scratchy feel. I can't really say it's smooth, but it's scratchy. Now, although I don't really care about the feel, I just care about performance, this might be a downside for those who like the feel of cubes. So yeah, although it's scratchy, I can say that this cube is kind of fluid. Like, I can do algs really well. And I can do like literally every finger trick my 3x3 can do. So yeah, that's the quick overview of the ZhiLong M 4x4. Going on to the MeiLong M 4x4. Some would say this cube is also mini, which is technically true as well. It's about the size of the LCWRM, which means that it's 59mm. Now this cube is a bit more papery than the ZhiLong Mini. That does not mean that I can't do algs on this thing though. I can do the other IUS UPAM pretty well. I really love the smooth feel of the inner layers. As you can see, it's pretty good. The only problem I have with this cube is that it is a bit hollow feeling, and it kind of locks up sometimes. But the ZhiLong M also locks up a bit. So yeah, that's the quick overview of both of these 4x4s. Now let's talk about how I would set up both of these cubes. Now, if you look at Ram's video on how to set up a 4x4, I basically would just do that. I would say loosen the ZhiLong as well, but not to the point where it starts popping, because there is a problem where if you loosen it a bit, it starts to pop. Oh, I forgot to do corner cutting as well, so here's corner cutting. So for the ZhiLong, it's not really that good. It's about here. Maybe for other angles, it's a bit better. Yeah, it could reach 45. Yeah, it does. Almost 45, basically. For the MeiLong M, however, 45 degrees is literally no problem. Not that you will be doing 45-degree corner cuts in the middle of a 4x4 solve, but you know, just a cool feature. So yeah, once again, for the setup, it's, you know, just dumping 10 drops of D&M maybe. Maybe if you go a bit too fast, add a bit of weight fire. Honestly, the same as the MeiLong M. Maybe for the MeiLong M, you would like loosen it a bit more, because this cube doesn't pop as often. But yeah, both of these cubes are phenomenal, by the way. They're, you know, I get really good times on both of these cubes. I would say a bit better times on the ZhiLong, but you know. And I think now's a good time to start talking about, you know, what times to get in these cubes. So for the ZhiLong M 4x4, I would say I get my average time, since it's my main, obviously. So I average around 40 to 50 seconds. And keep in mind that 4x4 is my main event. It's been my main event since like November 2020. For the MeiLong M, I average around 50 seconds. There is literally like a 5-second difference in average. So there is a noticeable difference. But keep in mind that I'm at a level where my solves are really inconsistent. Now you could visibly see like there's a difference, but that could just be, you know, small errors I made. But most of the time, I do lock up quite a bit on this cube. Also, I gotta note one more thing. Look ahead is just a tiny bit better on the MeiLong M. I don't know why, it's just maybe because of the big size, you can see the pieces more easier, but look ahead is just a bit easier to do on the MeiLong M than the Jisoo M. However, that was like an observation I made when I first got the Jisoo M 4x4. Nowadays the Jisoo M is my main, and literally I get better times than the MeiLong, so I guess the look ahead thing doesn't really matter. Now before I go on any further, I'll just talk about the release dates of the cube. So the Jisoo M 4x4 came out on 2020, I think late 2020, so yeah. And the MeiLong came out a bit like, I think it was early to mid 2020. So what cube would I recommend? Now obviously the Jisoo M is my main, so keep that in mind, but I would actually recommend the MeiLong M for most. Now the reason is because the corner cutting is much better. I have better look ahead, and if you set it up correctly, not just by dumping lube like I do, I think you can fix the locking up issue. And plus the feel is much better than the Jisoo M. Now does this mean I'll be maining the MeiLong M? No, because you see, if you have small hands, the Jisoo is perfect for you. Now I think I have large enough hands to main the MeiLong over the Jisoo, but I prefer the Jisoo much more. And the reason why is that I just get better times. I don't know why, I just do. So yeah, that's why I stick to this cube. You can just add a few more dollars and get a YJ MGC 4x4. Now, I don't really recommend this because some people say that the Jisoo M4x4 is just a miniature MGC, and I can kind of back that because it's more of a stabler MGC, if you know what I mean. It's not really as, I guess you can say flimsy, but the MGC isn't really flimsy, it's just fast. So yeah, that's basically my final thoughts of the 4x4s. Once again, if you enjoyed these videos, like the video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this 4x4 comparison. I would say it's a quick one because like I edit my videos down to 1/4 of its size. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you.